And here's one of our free-range chickens laying her egg for the day. All right, I'll leave her alone.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to Basco Family Farm. Anyone new, welcome. We're happy to have you. We are pretty busy this week getting the farm ready for some real cold winter. It's going down into the teens, and so we're running the fire. We have the oven going, and our backs up against the wall getting the garlic in the ground just days before it's too cold to get it in the ground. So come along and join us.
All right, so Daniel's gonna go ahead and cover up these windows in hopes to make it a little bit warmer for the goats. It's supposed to get freezing tonight, and tomorrow it'll be freezing. The next day, Monday, it's supposed to get down to 17 degrees.
So here I am, it's 39 weeks into the pregnancy, and I'm not really that much help these days. So Daniel's pulling all the weight, and real grateful for him. But I was able to suck it up and get the garlic in the ground, and so come along and watch me struggle through that.
All right, it's cold out. Daniel is setting up the ground cover, and we're gonna plant some garlic here. In the mudroom, it says that it's 50 degrees. Out here there's a slight breeze. We're hoping to get that plastic down before the wind picks up. And even though it's not particularly sunny out, I'm going to be putting the laundry up. Alright, while Daniel is getting the plastic down in the garden for the garlic, I am going to go ahead and wash the turmeric that we harvested last week.
This is the first year that we've grown turmeric, and it has been a learning curve for me. It was really easy to grow, and so to store it through the year, I read online, you wash it off, you let it sit out in the sun, dry. The skin will turn a little brown. It won't be bright orange anymore. And then you store it in a bucket of sand indoors. So as we need it, we will pull it out of the sand and rinse it off and put it into our cooking.
I'm gonna see if the goats like this. Alright, now it's about to get real cold and wet.
So washing off the turmeric was not the easiest task, as the soil and clay is packed in between these little fingers that you see here. So it helped to have some good water pressure on the hose attached to the well there. And then I had different size plants that we pulled up. This lighter color one here, this one had flowered, and all the other ones that are more orange, none of these ones flowered. So I think there was a difference in their appearance depending on if they flowered or not. All of these little nubs I could snap off and grow a new plant from. And they are also not the original like mother or the like nub that I grew the plant from. Those ones I went ahead and removed. So these are brand new growth. All right, back to our garlic planting. So garlic you need to plant in the fall. It's best to plant it before the ground freezes, and you want the garlic out in the ground during a freeze. It will help with the flavor and development of the plant. So we happened to get the garlic out just in time, and we had 2 areas that we covered that we talked about putting garlic in. You'll see we do not cover all this area in garlic. We wind up doing a total of 272 garlic plants, and we did not have enough garlic to cover this area. The plastic covering is going down to help with weed barrier. We have found that weeds really take over the garden, so it's ideal to just be able to set this down and forget about the weeds over those 9 months. Also, by having the black plastic over the ground, it will have the soil heat up sooner in the season than if it were exposed.
What are you working on?
Drilling some holes.
Drilling some holes.
Yeah, making a jig so that we can burn holes into the plastic we laid yesterday. Use it essentially.
So the original plan Daniel had was he made this jig. He has a propane tank and has made like a blowtorch to burn these holes in the plastic. And then I would go behind him and plant the garlic. However, this plastic is not the correct kind, and so with the blowtorch, it just melted. It didn't make a nice circle. So instead, we're using a X-Acto blade and just cutting like an X, and then I go in behind with a drill a hole, and put the garlic in the ground. It's a little bit more labor involved, but it gets the job done, and I highly recommend the drill technique that I'm using here. This is a 1-inch like drill bit for drilling into wood, and I'm just drilling into the soil. It doesn't really take that much muscle, and it's the right size for the pieces of garlic that we're using. Like normal, I will have a link down below with some supplies that we've used if you want to get this drill bit or anything that is relevant. I have it listed below. We probably will not be having videos in the foreseeable future because I am due to give birth any day, and we will be focusing on our baby boy. And once we kind of get a handle on him, we'll be back. And I hope everyone has a happy holiday.